that's incredible. That just the way that you describe that, because we take a lot for granted, and through your story, we're able to see what we do have, and that we shouldn't take these things for granted, and also the fact that if you have a goal, in your case, it was reaching to recover as much as you possibly could, and to be able to do as many of the things as you used to do, even achieving something small like lifting something that was 30 pounds, that you couldn't lift anything at all, but then you started to build up to that. That showed that was, even though it was just 30 pounds, it was progress. And you have to look at the glass half full instead of half empty. So I think the way that you've described that in your story is just incredible.
I never realized how I took walking for granted until I couldn't walk, because just the ability to walk makes life so much easier. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're going to the kitchen to make a sandwich, or you're going to use the bathroom, or you're getting up to grab the remote to change the channel on the TV, walking is a huge, something that everybody takes for granted, and you don't realize it until you can't walk. And, I've had this discussion with my dad. If it comes to having my arm back or my leg back, if we took the prosthetic leg out of the equation, okay, if I didn't have the option for a prosthetic leg, it was either no prosthetic leg or have my leg back or have my shoulder back. I would have to choose my foot. And I would say that just because, I've experienced both. I've not been able to walk, and I've had a shoulder that don't work. And just the ability of walking provides me a much easier quality of life than having an arm that works. And sure, you could take a wheelchair around everywhere and, have your arms and stuff like that. But just the ability to walk versus being in a wheelchair, life is so much easier when you can walk. I mean, to get up before, getting my kids ready for school and stuff, using a walker, it's a task just to complete your task. There's a separate task on top of the task that you're trying, at hand. And over the past 7 years, I've spent 9 months not walking.
Yeah.
So the ability to walk is really taken for granted.
Definitely, and that ties in with the whole aspect of freedom and being able to go from A to B. If you can't walk, you can't go from A to B. Sure, it would be great to be able to use your arm, both your arms, but I totally agree in terms of the walking. It signifies that ability to be free and make your own choices about going somewhere for the day. Amazing.
Yeah. It affects a lot. When you're having a hard time walking, you don't want to go out to a lot of places. You stay home more, you do less. Nobody wants to go out you want to go out to the movies? No, it's a struggle to walk into the movies. I'd rather just sit home and watch the movie,
For sure, yeah.
Yeah,
it makes you appreciate, so I see people that are in worse condition of me, bilateral amputees, quadruple amputees, and above knee amputees, arm amputees, and they've got it so much worse. How can I sit here and complain about losing a foot when you got people that ain't got no feet, no arms? You see others accomplish more with less, and it really humbles you to, I'm fortunate for what I have.